All right, ladies and gentlemen, good, what is it, morning, afternoon, I don't even know anymore. Hey, and welcome to the, what is it, they call it the North American Losers Final, but let me tell you, there's no losers here. Both of these teams have friggin' been awesome to watch throughout all the comps that I've been streaming. I'm your host, Noppers, and I'm about to stream I am streaming, fuck, what am I talking about? The finals of the lower bracket of the North American component of the 18 vs 18 tournament for Hell Let Loose. It's literally about to start. We had a little bit of a password problem that I missed out on, but I'm good to go now. I was going to give you a second screen up with the actual map in the corner, but I haven't been able to get my other laptop working, or my laptop working, because, you know, the universe, whatever. But it's on. It's literally it's about to start. How did we get to where we are? Let's have a look here. This is it. So you can see there down the bottom left-hand corner, it says North American lower bracket, and both of these teams were up in the top bracket there, and then they lost a match, got down to the bottom bracket, fought their way through to the end in various means, as you can see on the screen, managed to get through to what they've called the losers final. It's a bit harsh, but okay, fair, I guess. But here they are. This is it. They're in the final six. From what that says, although I can only count 5 there, I don't actually know how that works. I really don't. Whatever, man, because this is the match you want to watch. This is the one. This one here today. Okay, let's bring up, what are we looking at? You see we're flying over sainte-marie-du-mont. That's what we're actually going to be looking at today. That's the map, and the point is Rue-de-la-Gare up the top there. I am seeing some momentum here on the screen now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my buttons working. Which one is it? It's this bloody one here, isn't it? Turn off that music too. Because the cap point's about to happen. You can see there, I don't actually know, did I get the right side? No, Chimera axis. Let me just change that header. I wasn't sure about that. I got some confirmation. That one needs to go. Chimera need to be... Oh no, I was right. Hang on. Chimera left-hand side, OPBHB right, and I just need to change those two like that. Okay. That's it there. So on the screen there, you can see the actual players. I just been keeping an eye on this because I reckon she's going to kick off very shortly. So you can see there the point is contested equally. So they've got the two people inside the circle on either team. They'll be good to go. I reckon they're going at 1:14:00. So we just have a quick look see and see what we got there on both teams. You know, the usual spread out that we would always see. Of course, same for Chimera here. You can see clusters in both spots. What's Rue-de-la-Gare? Well, it's this kind of set of buildings here. Let's get down and have a quick look at it at low level. See that wheat field on the left? I think it's going to be an important play point there because you can sneak up through that fairly well with concealment, not cover. Out on the right here, really good defensive zone, but it's a fair way back from the actual point itself. I think we're going to see some very interesting front lines here, and somebody's going to get an advantage somewhere. Let's get that little screen working here so that it starts at the right time. Is the battle starting? Yes, it is. That's it, ladies and gents. You should be able to see the camera in the top, the timer in the top right corner, and it is on. The finals is away. I'm excited. This is brilliant stuff. This is absolutely brilliant stuff. To see these two teams fighting in the finals. Now, of course, it might be a little bit of a grudge match for the Chimera guys because they did lose to OPBHB, which dropped them into the lower bracket. So this will be a little bit of a revenge payback thing if they can actually win it today. But of course, OPBHB will be just looking to blitz and gun down the Chimera team and win this as quickly as possible. Both teams, very aggressive teams, very good players on both teams. And we're going to talk about those as we go. We're just watching this big panorama. There's the first rockets. Well, that wasn't too bad. Let me tell you, that woke up Knight. That let him know that something was happening. Chimera seemed to have gotten forward there onto that front line about a little moment behind when the OPBHB guys did. The middle force from Chimera is in there nice and tight. You can hear the gunfire there way over the background. You can hear that, hopefully, that there's a lot of stuff going on up there. And OPBHB are starting to get the momentum there. The nice rockets in. OPBHB have got the momentum here on the point itself. Chimera really got some forces way back there that are taking their time getting in. They may be getting shot at, which kind of does make it a little bit challenging, I guess. But a really good first front play here from OPBHB, and they are now up and in it. And it looks like it's going their way. You can see it's being taken by them. The three Chimera players there are kind of gripping on as tight as they can. But Oh, there's been some nice kills down here at the bottom left. Chimera seem to have picked up a few, so that's even trade down there at the moment. But this end here, this is where it's at right now. You can see, let's get in there nice and tight to see if OPBHB actually clear out the Chimera guys. One trade one, that's nice there. Kingsley holding position, nice grenade across there. Picked up whoever that was. Diesel's got someone behind him, but now there's a smoke grenade there, so they're not going to see each other. There's a 3 spawn. Don Weiss might actually get a really good play here and flank the Chimera guys. Bullets going in there. Pell's got his eyes on him. He's missed him. Diesel's been picked off. Dyslexic come up and killed Kingsey. Don Weiss still there. Pell's finally picked his man up. Dyslexic's coming up on the side there. Bubbles is doing a lean trade. That's a nice kill from Bubbles. And Chimera have held the position there quite nicely. They're just starting to cap back now. That's an impressive little play piece of defensive play there from the Chimera guys at one little tiny building. Random rocket comes in. Galocco goes, yeah, I don't want a piece of that. Thanks very much. Over the back there's no further progression from either team. They've got that giant open field that they're not going to be able to go across either way because someone's going to shoot you if you run across that. So it's kind of almost a stalemate. Honestly, I would only have about 2 or 3 people up there in my opinion. But that might be what's already happening. You can see Kingsley, who was down here before in the point, is actually spawned up there. Not sure why, but there's surely either that's his spawn point or there's a tactic in that. Okay, OPBHB, though, are now starting to put the extra pressure on the point. They've thrown in extra bodies here. You can see they're just pressuring quite nicely. They've got that one flanker. How far out are we there? Let's just have a look. Let's go out here to the side. So he's right on the border here. That's the absolute borderline right there. And he's just slinking his way down the side here towards Huller and Heavenly. Of course, they're no slumps when it comes to defense. Rocket just thinking where Alarin was, but that's not where he is now, hidden in shadow. Oh, nice pick up there. So they've picked him up, slinking down the side there. They're clearly watching for that, the Chimera players. This is a great first play. This is a great first play. This is a contested point. Nobody has gripped it up yet. It's almost gone OPBHB's way twice, but they've been pushed out slowly with good Chimera numbers and good Chimera defensive play. And now we're just seeing that range trade. Interesting play here from the Chimera guys. They're actually sending people across the field. I guess they've got the wall there, that concrete brick, whatever the hell. It's not concrete, is it? Fucking hell. A brick wall, a paved wall, a stone wall, whatever we want to call it, whatever it is, someone is putting suppressive fire in on Smokes while Lupus actually runs up towards the building. This is a really, really good play. Smokes can't put his head around the corner there for want of actually getting shot. He's actually run across there. He's going to try and pick Lupus up now, and I reckon he'll get him because he'll get the angle back across there now. See there, boom, bullets going into the wall, and there's Lupus down. But I tell you what, that is not bad play across an open field. Just working the angles well there, Chimera, to stop somebody from seeing Lupus do the run up the side. That's woken up OPBHB to thinking there might be a flanker coming on here, and they've just got to throw some bodies at that, which gives Chimera a little bit of an opportunity back over at the main point, perhaps, which is the objective. Now, of course, as we know with this competition, nobody gives 2 fucks as to what happens throughout the 30-minute match that we're watching right now. Realistically, it's about who holds the point at the end. That is the winner, and nothing else matters. So you can play your guts out for 28 minutes, but if you lose the point in the last 2, then you've lost. And we also know that this is a 3 best of 3. So whoever wins the first one has got a significant advantage coming into potentially winning the second and tying up the whole thing. But of course, the teams do swap for the second one, so that they each get an opportunity to be on Allies or Axis. And then at the end, I did ask, but no one was able to answer it. But there's a roll-off that's been done already that determines which team gets to pick what side for the third match, if there is a third match. So that's how that all works now, folks. But right now, we can see we're literally back to where we were at the start, which is 50-50 on the cap each, but it is going in Chimera's favour. They've really nicely pushed down this right flank from OPBHB's perspective. So they've pushed down there. Heavenly now trying to find Burgundy hiding behind the bush. Burgundy's run away at the wrong time, unknown to him, of course. And Heavenly now will be able to have a defensive position there while the rest of her squad runs up that side. And this is real trouble for OPBHB. Chimera not only taking the point here, hidden in shadow, picked off by a lovely shot by Dyslexic, but Chimera have really got some momentum out here in this right flank, and OPBHB, unbeknownst to them at this stage, are getting outflanked by Chimera. It is an even cap at the moment, but look at the positions on the field, and that's what actually matters. Oh, big kills there. Big kills there from the OPBHB guys that did some great work in the middle, knocking off a couple of the Chimera guys in that central area, and they are just absolutely trimming down that middle attack. but they have no idea about the side here. So we'll see how this plays out. Jinx is right down on his guards. Burgundy is right there in amongst the bushes, not moving at all. Let's get in nice and tight here. We'll know that Burgundy is now hearing that. See, he's swimming his head around. He knows that Heavenly's on the other side of that bush. He's shooting at her now through the... Oh, big kill there from Heavenly. That's great work. And there's infantry marker on the field there from the Chimera team. They know where they're sort of coming from across this way. No, there's not many places you could come from here, to be honest. It's pretty open, isn't it? Can have a quick drink here as we watch this little play out. This is great momentum from Chimera, and they're pushing the point well. Almost a cap out here by Chimera now. And, of course, it's important to understand here from a squad leader perspective. Oh, that's turned back in OP's favour. Chimera just getting picked off as they've got all the way into the point now. They're losing their people, probably rushing a little bit too much now. And OPBHB are setting that defensive line back here behind this aircraft, the crash glider, trying to stop this little flank. Jinx setting up a machine gun there in an interesting spot. I think he's a little bit too exposed, to be honest, but we'll see how he goes with that. Once he starts shooting, everyone's going to know he's there. OPBHB have just got that cap weight coming back in now. You can see the OPs marked here down in front of us. And that was what I was trying to talk about before, is if they're about to lose the point, they need to pick those OPs up so that when the point turns to Chimera, they can slap them down straight away and still have the spawn in. If they don't do that, of course, then their nearest spawn's going to be all the way back out where the garrisons are. Bubbles went a little bit too extended there by himself and got picked off for his troubles. Not unexpected at all when you do that. But this is great momentum from Chimera. OPBHB have got the Wheatfield spawns, of course. If Chimera pop this, remember, that OP is going to disappear. So this is super critical that OPBHB hold the cap off. They've got to get some cap weight in the middle there. They're not doing it, and it's going to go Chimera's way. And there goes that OP. It's gone now. So OPBHB have lost the point, and they've lost the OPs that they had to spawn in on. So they've got to hold on with these troops while the rest of their team comes in from way back here underneath us. And they are contesting at the moment, but a great first play there. While we're what, 10 minutes into it already, and it's finally been capped. This is exactly what we want for a final, folks, and this is what we expected from these two teams, and they are sure delivering today. So well done to them so far. Right, here's that counterpunch now that I talked about. OPBHB sending in the folks. Infidel will be looking to get an OP up as soon as he can. It is contested. Chimera, though, while we're all getting into that little point, look how far they've pushed across here. They've actually kicked OPBHB out of their defensive line. Brilliant play there. Mr. just picked up by Strikeout, who's there by himself. He's been desperately trying to get an OP down so he can actually get some troops in here to defend. Chimera, though, doing all the good work here that they need to be doing, and they've just got the turn of battle going in their favour at the moment. This is going to be tough for OPBHB to try and defend against because they've lost front and everywhere. Oh, trade-off kill there. Unfortunate when they'd both die. Lupus, though, forward into that area he was trying to get to before, so he'd be pretty pleased with his squad out on that side. And kudos to them too. They've actually worked pretty hard to get up across. Effectively, folks, this is an open field, and they've managed to push against an entrenched enemy across an open field. That's pretty impressive. I've got to admit, I was not expecting that. And Chimera have come up with some goods there that I am really, really fascinated to see. Well done to them. But they are doing good work here now, Chimera, and they've got the point. They won't be able to hold this like easily. This is not going to be a pushover. OPBHB will regroup, and you can see there straight away they've already sent a spawn wave in off of that OP that's right up there in the wheat field. So they'll be trying to spawn as many people as they can in off of that and get their squad leader from other squads to come up and build another OP. But we've got two squad leaders there from OPBHB. So they should be able to get some momentum on the point. And you can see now they are actually starting to get quite a few people come across towards those buildings. And that wheat field, I said at the very start, it was very important. And it's showing to be that absolutely. And that's going to be hard for Chimera. They have to control that wheat field if they want to stop the attacks on the point here. The point being just blinking a little bit there. It was contested again. And it'll go backwards and forwards here a little bit, I think. But Chimera will have moved their OPs forward. The trouble for them, of course, is if anyone flanks them like Don Vice is doing right now, he will strip out their OPs and that'll be the end of their spawn waves. And Chimera will be suddenly pushed way back unless their squad leaders are on it. Don Vice picked up there running across the middle of the open field. Big rocket there from JJJJ and another one coming in from Smokesy, and they are picking up Chimera players in the building that they lost there. Not so much of a good rocket there from 4Js. So he's managed to wake up a few worms and nothing else. But really, really, really impressed with that play from Chimera out on that flank. And we'll just see how this plays out now. And by the way, folks, I hope you're having a great weekend. It's great to see you here. Thanks for joining me today, of course. But I hope you are having a great weekend. This is a fucking corker of a match. This is a corker. I love it. Love it. All right. What have we got here? We've got OPBHB still pushing, so their attack now becomes a little bit linear. They're coming in from the 1 weak field, which you would put the majority of your troops in from there, no question. But they're doing it a little bit piecemeal. They're beating... Chimera is sending people forward piecemeal as well. It's really fascinating. But OPBHB are doing a little bit of piecemeal stuff, or they're too clustered up, which is also a problem because one grenade picks up 2 or 3 people. That's not ideal. So those guys there that have just spawned in, let's see them spread out. And they are kind of doing that. That's not too bad. I mean, you haven't got many places to go. But we get some flank stuff. Kingsley here with a nice flanky. He's going to pick up 4. Oh, 3 kills for Kingsley. Great defensive play there. He was in the right spot at the right time there. This is so much problem for OPBHB. They cannot move out of their wheat field at the moment. Great play from Kingsley. Bubbles now got to help Kingsley, though, because he's going to be... they know he's there now, so they're going to, of course, be looking for that. And as soon as he pops his head around the corner... Oh, big kills there. Bang, bang, 1, 2. Nice work from both teams there. But that OPBHB spawn wave stuff coming out of the field there, it's just not getting anywhere. Now these 4 guys that just died to Kingsley's gunfire are trying to push forward again. Let's get in and look at this a little bit closer. Bubbles needs to now consolidate, knowing that people are coming, but he won't. He'll still run forward and he'll probably get picked up for his trouble. Burgundy is trying to flank around the side. Infidel's looking through. Bang, that's a nice kill from Infidel. So well done there. They've shut that down. Bam, Burgundy shot in the back of the head, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Vapo and Kingsley, they're doing really good work there, holding off that area. That's the problem for OPBHB. They've now got this flank fire coming in towards the wheat field where they're trying to spawn off of. Yeah, this is tough for them. They've still got the spawn points though. That's fascinating. But look at this. Here we go. Mav knows it's there now. Great grenade from somebody. Jaeger, I think that was, has put one forward. And I don't know if there's any spawn points in here anymore. There's like 50. What's like 50's actual name? Quickly looking, quickly. What the fuck is it? Like 50 ninjas. That's him. Oh, big kill from Pell there on the spawn. Comes in with the assault, the automatic rifle, and shreds everybody. Just we caught the end of it. And here's Jaeger picking up through. Oh, folks. 2 people just killed 6 on the other team. That's got to be GG's for this first round. With that level of gameplay from Chimera, boy, oh boy, they're bringing their A game today, Chimera. This is the stuff you want to see in a final. So OPBHB, 15 minutes to go, all the work to do. Look at them out here. They were pushed way back. If you've just joined us, let's tell you what's happened in this first 15. So we had the point in the middle here, which was going in OPBHB's favour, but no one actually capped it for 8 minutes of this match. Chimera embedded themselves down here on this wall. OPBHB embedded themselves on this wall. But Chimera did this amazing push across the field against that entrenched defence and managed to capture this building. At the same time that was happening, Chimera just relentlessly were pushing in the middle here. And over on this flank here, they sent about 4 people. Where they got all these numbers from, I'm not sure. I look at this, there's the exact same on both teams. So hacks, I call. How they managed to flank around here and not be stopped was some brilliant, brilliant gameplay from them. And then they just came in and shut down the OPBHB attack and put them completely on the defensive. And from that point onwards, that's what it's all been, is OPBHB trying to actually get out of this wheat field where all their spawns were pretty much. They had a couple of lads and lasses over here in this trench system, which now, of course, at this point, you can see Heavenly's up there with them. So Chimera will, of course, be looking to push their front line away from the actual point they need to defend and 100, 200 metres down the road, which is exactly where we are right now. Jaeger and Pell walked into that field before and just slaughtered anything that spawned. And it was brilliant, brilliant stuff to see from them. And now we're at the point where we've got this wall here. Oh, Jaeger is no longer with us, friends. Infidel has given him a firm no. But we've got OPBHB, a kind of... Well, they're just sitting at the moment. I'm not sure. Maybe it might be a little bit of a rework of strategy or tactics, or there might be a bit of comms going on and a bit of a plan. But at the moment, they're just holding position here with most of their troops, which, of course, is just not going to win the match for them. They have to cap the point. So I reckon they're just consolidating and reorganising before they do their push forward. I still find it fascinating that not only have they thrown a lot of bodies over on that side, but they weren't able to hold that defensive line over there. I don't know. I think there might have been a bit of miscomms on the OPBHB side there to be able to let Chimera get across the field and actually take that point. I joke all the time about people running across open fields, and then Lupus starts running up along a wall there, and I'm like, well, he's probably going to die. But he got most of the way before anyone even knew he was there, and he was lobbing grenades in on him. Fucking great play. And I think it's because he's coordinated with someone down the back there to just put cover fire in for him. And that is, yet again, folks, we talk about combined arms. And Candy, I saw you there. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it is for everybody in the world. But for you, it's around lunchtime like it is for me. Great to see you, mate. This has been a ripper of a battle. Let me tell you, this has been an absolute ripper of a battle. Straight off the bat, both of these teams fighting hard. But Chimera, with some phenomenal gameplay there, have taken the point. So we've got about 12 minutes to go here. This is really good stuff. And this is 18v18s, folks. This is what you want to watch in an 18v18, this type of stuff. OPBHB, all the work to do. What are they going to do with this? So they're working that wheat field. That's what I expect to happen. You need to work that wheat field. It is the obvious way to move up. But it's not the only way to move up. And I think that's what they shoehorned themselves a little bit too much into that before. But look at this, the Chimera defense. Well, it's not even defense. They're moving forward, gunning down the attack line of OPBHB. And that makes them stop and take cover. And you can see Don and Joe had to immediately get in behind the there, and they've all been cut down. And now Don is effectively, he's flanked. Well, actually, no, he killed the person on the right. Good shooting there from Don. But yeah, look, flanks left and right here. Amazing stuff from Chimera so far, and they have their A game here, folks. They have their A game right now. So OPBHB, a lot of work to do. 11 minutes to go. What can they do? They can pull something out of this wheat field, sure, but they're not getting anywhere over on this left flank. This is just good defense from Chimera now. Of course, we know they're up the top of the screen, folks. Chimera are Axis, and then the OPBHB guys are the allies. So that's for this match. Next match, it'll be the flip of that. And the third match, I don't know if anyone actually knows that, by the way, because I did ask the Chimera guys who had what for the third match, if there is one, and they weren't able to answer me at the time. I don't think the roll had been done or something. But if anyone actually knows what Chimera and OPBHB rolled for the third match, please let me know, so at least I have that in the back of my mind. Here's a big spray and pray coming in from the OPBHB guys. That's Mantiquill, whatever his name is. So he's just putting the spray and pray, and he can't actually see anything. He's just putting cover fire in down that way. That's not too bad an idea. I'd probably move a bit further forward and do that, actually. I probably would. OPBHB had to use smoke in the wheat field. So I find that really interesting that they had to use smoke as well to be able to get through. And that's, of course, because Chimera are camping over there in that little set of buildings right now, quite happily picking them off. And that is such an important play that they made. Here's some good trade going in down in here now. Burgundy and Cheese. Cheese lost that one. Burgundy, of course, now where to go from here? Doing the sneaky peek, doing a bit of the Tarkov play, trying to actually work out one death at a time. But, there's a lot of Chimera there to work his way through, and they are very, very, very on it today. Pell, all over it. You shall not pass. Stopped him right there. Rocket just for good measure. Shits and giggles rocket that was, I'm sure of it. Hidden in shadows just gone, fucking, you stole my kill, Pell. All right, Joe's picked up somebody though down the street, I think. There's another rocket. What's he doing there? That's just a speculator, that one. Oh dear. Here's the OPBHB push that we were talking about. 9 minutes 47 to go on the clock there. That clock is pretty accurate too, folks. I clicked it as soon as I saw the timer click over and they start moving. So if it's out, it'll only be out 1 or 2 seconds. So that's where we're at right now. OPBHB just losing a couple there. This is where they were probably 10 minutes ago when Chimera actually took the point. And they were trying to push out of this wheat field here, and Chimera's defense was shutting them down, and it's happening yet again. It's like as soon as they come around the corner here, Kingsley and Mav are just trimming them off. They can't get through anywhere. Kingsley is just absolutely brutalizing today. Last week he was playing hot fucking grenade, hot potato with grenades, and he was catching all of the enemy grenades. This week he is absolutely on point, and he's already the MVP for me for this particular match, but we'll see how he goes for the rest of it, of course. But that's what you want in the finals, folks. You want your top players, whoever they might be, which is in 18s. You should have top players. They want to be stepping up to the plate and showing why they're in the 18s teams. Here's 4Js coming in as well. Kingsy there trying to play trade as well. Oh, a bit of a trade into the bush here. Kingsy's got the numbers. Has he? No, it's single shot versus Subby, and they're going to slap each other. There's a slap and tickle happening. Kingsy's picked him up. How did that happen? Oh boy, when you're on point, you're on point. Well done, Kingsy there. Picks up 4 J's. Nice kill, folks. That was great stuff. Again, though, look at that. 1 OPBHB left. Pell there flanking around the right. Doesn't actually see him. Not looking at all. Knight's going, hey, what are you doing there, man? Fuck off. Pell, a genuinely good player. Forgot to look around. Here's Bubbles. Bubbles now. Diesel's got him. Ah, there you go. There you go. So Knight held on as long as he could. The rest of the team slaughtered and miles back yet again. Let's see that right. Look at this flank over here, folks. It is gone. It is absolutely gone. Chimera have pushed up. So this is the building we were talking about, which is literally the middle that was just should have been held by OPBHB. They've lost that, and they've lost this area. They had a defensive line of 5 people here. And it's gone. It's dead. They're out. That's the end of that. And we're right up, of course, along the OPBHB, red zone here. So that's the end of that. So now OPBHB have literally only got, well, they're not going to come running across that field against Chimera at the moment because Chimera are just all over them. So it's now all about the wheat field and nothing else. And I just don't think it's going to happen. So I do honestly, genuinely believe that Chimera are going to win this first round through very convincing, very, very well tactician-oriented play there. It was just beautiful to watch how they actually played this out. Axis versus Allies here. You could argue who has the advantage here. Nobody really, because the map's equal, the circle's equal. I think OPBHB have the initial advantage. Sorry, Allies do, because of the wheat field, but that hasn't actually, and of course the rifle options that they have. So quite literally, the advantage should slightly be in Allied favour, and Chimera have shown that that is not the case. So this is going to be Chimera's victory for the first one. There's only 6 minutes left. It's not over yet, folks. I don't want to call it too early, but well, look, we're 98% sure that Chimera are going to win this one. So we'll see what will happen with what can they do with the Allied role in the second. And of course, this is it. Whoever wins this today is they've won the minors, I guess we'll call it. So it's all on the line here today. While we watch this little play come out, look at Chimera just pushing forward and picking him up at the plane and everything. Oh, big rocket there from hidden. He almost picked up his man. Just missed out there. Just going to have a quick drink. There we go. So let's zoom in a little bit here. How's the sound, by the way? I haven't actually tested this for a long time. How's the volumetrics look? Here we go. Luong has said that Chimera will be Allies and OPBHB will be Axis if it goes to Game 3. Based on how Chimera's played here, OPBHB really need to pull their finger out, or they're not going to be able to get to a third. And look at this, Pell slaughtering people coming down the fence line there with smoke cover and everything. He's just too good. They're just too good at the moment, Chimera. This is great play from them. Let's whip across the other side and see what OPBHB can do on this flank. They've got to be able to go somewhere from here. No, they're just getting picked up as soon as they come out. Mantiquill is just spraying and praying at whatever he can. It's just shutdown, isn't it? Brutal shutdowns here. Again, we see the Chimera players. Not only have they pushed up on that other flank over there, they're now coming in and culling off the back line of OPBHB. They want to not get too cocky here, though. Let's face it. This could turn on a dime if they actually put all of their eggs into the one basket and suddenly there's a bit of a run. There is just enough time for anybody to push forward here. And take a point back, and catch them off guard. But it's hen's teeth. That's all. It's as rare as hen's teeth, the ability to be able to pull off something like that. And I just don't see it happening. So we're gonna say here with 4 minutes 19 to go, you can see OPBHB are just kind of throwing numbers at the world right now. They're just surging bodies forward to shoot stuff. There doesn't seem to be any urgency in trying to get to the point. From the majority of the force here, it's just, everyone's sort of taking up camp positions at the moment. I think they've figured they're not going to get through this Chimera defense. Oh, nice little sailing body parts there. Always good for the viewers at home, in a war to watch body parts sailing everywhere. I mean, if Spielberg can do it in fucking Saving Private Ryan, I can do it here, ladies and gents. And so that's what we've got for you. It's a little bit of the cinematics happening as we watch Chimera pull apart the OPBHB attack and the defensive line as well, and consolidate their victory in this first round. I think 3 minutes to go. Yeah. Oh, this was good work from Chimera. So if we just drop back now and have a bit of a think about what might happen second time. So looking at the play here, we didn't get time to actually do any of that map speculation stuff. I'm assuming everyone's watching Kingsy's little fucking sojourn a few minutes ago. 5 minutes delay on the stream. Of course, I'm seeing chat now. It's a little bit more interactive, but it's still 5 minutes delay. I get a giggle though when I see chat responding to shit that I know just happened. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's have a quick look here from the overarching perspective. Let's zoom in and have a look. So this is the defensive line that OPBHB wanted in the middle, and they lost. There's another defensive line up here. Oh, there's another one in here, isn't there? Where are we? Let's get ourselves over it. Yeah, this one here was where OPBHB got their first lineup. All right, and that was a pretty good lineup. And Chimera were sort of down here, and they got pushed over here, and then they got pushed off of up here as well. So how do we talk about this? This is the weak field we talk about. So from Chimera's perspective, control that, and this flank here was really good for them. So both teams here, I think, need to use this smarter. Up here is harder to defend, though, than down here. Or, conversely, it's harder to run in from up here than it is from down here. Chimera need to learn that lesson now if they want to win the second. OPBHB need to learn the Chimera lesson of flanking, of how they did that well. Out here is a little bit of a mixed bag. I just don't understand how you can get across over here with decent gunnery against you, but Chimera played that smartly, so they now need to defend against that from the south side. If that's what they can do, then why can't OPBHB? This area here critical for Chimera and OPBHB to control, and I think this area here too, because that's where Chimera kept spawning in off of. 1 minute 30 to go, folks. We do have, let's get back into the point here. We can see Alarin is somehow, and I think it's because of that overextension of the Chimera team. So Alarin has made his way in, but Pell recovering from his early mistake before getting shot in the back of the head, he has now actually turned around and gunned down in defence the last dregs of attack there from the OPBHB team. So if we now take a look at it from that perspective of the actual panoramic, you can see this area here on the right where Chimera is right now, where Hala, Jinx just got picked off nicely by a long shot. Where these guys are here, it's easier to flank up that side and move up here from the right than it is from the left, because you've got so much terrain to play with out here. Butterdog's right up near the edge of the map here, by the way. So just so you get an idea of where we are. There you see Butterdog just inside the boundary there. And there's a little bit of a wheat field there as well to play with. So everybody on the right-hand side here, whichever team's got the right flank there, or this right side here, is absolutely got the better advantage coming up than the left-hand side. That's for sure. But having said that, that's where you then need to start thinking about maybe having long-range gunnery down here and then a little bit of road work here and smoke down the road. Because people don't like sticking their faces out on the road because you get shot at. But it's got the cover on both sides. It's got the concealment on both sides. And it's got the wheat field there off to the left. So, you know, smokes down the road is an actual option here, potentially. Unless, of course, there's a machine gun down the road, in which case, yeah, fuck, all bets are off. This area around the back here, we've got 2 seconds left. That's match, folks. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, it's been called right there. There it is. That's game for the first round. So we're going to go into that reset stage right now, where they roll the map over and try and pick up this point again, of course, for the opposite team. So everyone will do little swapsies right now. You'll see the players. And here we can have a look at quickly how that looks after that first round. Individual players, you know, check your mates out to see what their numbers are on the page there. Best on a combat effectiveness there, Spherical, always a top shelf player, and Diesel, Shaz, you know, great stuff there. Over on the OPBHB side, Don Vice really showing his goods, and Beastie Panda. And I know some of the OPBHB guys, I've actually cast for them before in different stuff they've been involved in. And you can see the team swapsies going on right now. Scores will stay on the board there, so it'll be good to see at the end of the match what that actually looks like. Kingsy there with not a bad defensive and combat effectiveness. We saw him playing pretty well today, catching less grenades, maybe throwing them instead of catching them. Some great play here, though, from both teams, but definitely Chimera's way that first round. They had everything on the table, and they threw it at the OPBHB guys, and it paid off. I've just swapped the icons around now. You'll see up the top there that Chimera will have the Allied logo and the OPBHB guys will have the Axis logo. And that is because we switch over, of course, here. Now, what am I looking for here? We'll just get across to the warm-up page here so you can see my face and I can actually talk to you a little bit better. I'll probably sit up in the chair a little bit, shouldn't I? All right, so we, there's the map rolls just starting to happen now. What a great first match for the finals. That was just great. Love it. Tell me the highlights of your story in there. We've actually rolled the correct point for the next. Oh, that's awesome. Just quickly show you, we've rolled the next point correctly. So the map roll has actually picked up the correct point, and it all actually works out, folks. The match will start a lot quicker than I was expecting, so that's good. You know, streamers have to fill the time in between stuff. You know, sometimes I might have a break, sometimes I might do whatever, but I was pretty impressed with that first play from both teams. You know, that is what this comp's all about, is showing the real skills down at that low level, squad level sort of stuff. So here we can see the, I'm just setting up now and get myself in position. It is allies for Chimera, it is Axis for OPBHB. What was your best highlight out of that first round, ladies and gentlemen? What did you like the best? No, there's probably a few people that joined partway through. So just a recap of it again. The OPBHB guys had the upper hand for the first 8 minutes or 7 minutes, and then Chimera did this flank action here just below where the camera is right now, sort of near the wheat field and just this bit here. They did a flank action around this way, which then put the point back in their favour, and then they captured about the 8 minute mark. That wiped all of the OPs off from OPBHB in the wheat field. Now that's a critical failure there on OPBHB's part. The squad leaders must, if they are going to lose the point, they must pick up their OP. And it is hard, I get it, because you're trying to fight your guts out and you don't want to give it up. But once you're into the last, you know, the dregs of the point, and you're still not capping it with all the numbers you've got on the map around that area, pick up your OP. Let the enemy cap it out, put your OP down, get you guys back in, because you then don't lose momentum of attack. And who gives a shit who owns the point at that point in time? Pardon the pun. Because there was 20 minutes left in the match. But OPBHB, the two squad leaders, I don't think either of them, definitely one didn't. They didn't pick up their OPs. No, definitely both of them, because I saw someone else spawn in off an OP about 20 seconds before it disappeared, and it wasn't a squad leader. So those two OPs vanished, which meant their squads couldn't spawn in that wheat field area. And where I was talking about was literally here. This is where they were running their attack from. So that meant that the entire attack momentum disappeared. And you know, in combat terms, we talk about the initiative. OPBHB completely lost the initiative when they lost the ability to spawn in that area, allowing Chimera to consolidate in the defense. And instead of defending kind of like here, where they were defending, they were able to defend here, which meant that we saw people like Pell run around the corner here, and everyone else, Heavenly and so on, all moving their way up through the wheat field. Jaeger was up through there as well, just cleaning out the trash that was left. You know, and that's the initiative. That's yeah. If you ever want to talk about it with warfighters, that's what we talk about sometimes, is gaining and maintaining the initiative, because that little brief lull in being able to spawn in people meant all the difference between whether or not they were on the attack or sitting way back there over to the left on defense. Just really impressed though. Overall, good play. Except for a couple of little mistakes by OPBHB, they were up to the task against Chimera at the start of the match, at least anyway. Until they lost the initiative, it was an even match. It really was. And I was thinking to myself at that point in time, I don't know who I could actually call this for. I don't know who I could actually call it for. I couldn't tell you either way which way it was going to go. But once Chimera started moving forward into the attack line, and what do you think of the haircut, by the way? Isn't it juicy? Once Chimera started looking into the attack line of OPBHB, it was GG's, I think, and that was probably 15 minutes to go there. I am a full-time serving military member, by the way, so this is my haircut at the moment. That's what I want. And it's summertime. I mean, it was a balmy 17 degrees yesterday, so Summertime. All right. For those wondering how the starts of these matches actually work, so I'm sitting here at Rue de la Gare at the moment. One of the Chimera team and one of the OPBHB team will actually... I better put that on so you can see what I'm talking about. One of each team will actually stand next to the line. The rest will be lurking at the garrisons, and that's the rules. One of them will walk into the zone, which is the 4 squares. So the 4 squares are actually what start the cap on that zone. Just these 4 squares. If you're inside the circle of the cap point, then you actually cap 3-to-1 ratio. But one person walks in, and then when the cap gets to 50% cap, the other person just steps into the zone and the cap stops because they've got equal number of capping, so no cap is occurring. At that point in time, they then pick the next whole hour or minute and on the clock, and they start the match at that time. So that's why you see, like up the top there of the screen, you can see the cap bar. It'll move across. It'll get capped out one way, and then it'll come back the other, and all these sorts of things. So they get a circle up, and they get a... what am I trying to say? I know I'm trying to say. So they get the circle up, as you can see there, and then they get the option of being able to go one way or the other. Miko has just said something about Butterdog being cute. I did see that as the server message of the day, which... I don't know how I feel about that, but sure, good luck to Butterdog, I guess, for being cute. Blue Rose Jelly, lovely to see you. And I hope you're well. All right, we can't be too far off here from the start point. We'll just take a quick look again at those two teams as we were talking about. They have swapped sides, so things have reset a little bit. I did think those numbers stayed. I'm clearly wrong about that. It was a map roll, wasn't it? That's correct. So... actually, I'm surprised. Did they roll on the map, or did they just swap sides and it just... I actually missed that. They may have just swapped sides because they got plenty of time on the clock. But no, it was a map roll, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. They could have just... Someone explain to me, could you not just swap sides and then start again? Because the cap's still the cap, and there's like an hour to go in the match. I must have missed... I must be missing something there. All right. There was some just great play. All right, so VX Watchman has pointed out there, when I asked about 5 minutes ago of what your favourite play was or whatever, Pell at the start saving the right flank around to the OP. Luong has said Hulla's squad winning the western flank and saving the middle. So this lovely curve that came around here, that was brilliant. This Chimera just played well. They did, but those are great points right there. They're good things. They're the things you want from a team. All right, we're just waiting for the teams to set up, I'm guessing. Still looks like it. We've just got some numbers there happening. People up that way as well, so they're setting up nicely. Those guys are just about in position, all right. And we'll just start to see that cap go. And then we'll start the second match of this final. This is the finals, ladies and gentlemen. And the squeaky chair making plenty of noise there. The finals of the lower bracket of the North American Premier League, or the North American lower bracket of the 18v18 competition. This is, I missed most of the comp. I didn't stream any matches in the start. It just never worked out for timings and stuff, and I was always flat out. I'm still flat out, but I'm able to find some time in the middle of the day on the weekends at the moment. So that kind of works out in my favor, being able to put my hand up for streams. And I was really, really pleased to be able to pick this one up against two very good teams, 4 very good teams against each other, rather. And it's a final too, so that's always exciting. I said to you before, I did want to get my second camera up and actually have it so you could see the map in the top corner, but I didn't get time to set that up this morning, just too busy on other stuff. So apologies for that. We do have, of course, those that are tracking at the HCA, the Hell Let Loose Competitive Association. That competition has now returned as well. That was streamed by a number of us, including myself, last year in the second half of the year. So we're back into that now. There's a match tomorrow night where Chimera are playing IR, and I have picked up the English casting role for that. Now, the way I'm going to do that one is a little bit different to what this one is. So there has to be a 30-minute delay, I think, for that competition. And I don't mind that at all. But for me, tomorrow night, based on the time it is, I'm actually going to just record the match. And then I'm going to live cast the recording afterwards. So I won't be able to move my camera around and go, oh, look at this over here and this thing over here and stuff in the middle of the game. So you'll see a lot more deliberate footage from me in that particular one, but I'll be able to interact with the chat a little bit better. And so that's how that will work. So that's tomorrow night. I think so it starts at 1900 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That's the match starts then. So at about 20-30 hours Australian Eastern Daylight Time, I will start the live cast of that recording, or sooner if the match finishes sooner, of course. You just never know. I mean, I'm not going to wait another, if the match finishes in an hour, I'm not going to delay it for 30 minutes before I stream it. So yeah, watch out for that one tomorrow night. But this one, ladies and gents, this is about the 18v18 tournament. And we can see here that the guys are just getting ready to go here. You can see the caps actually happened. And I'm just going to back off a little bit here and quickly whip across to that other screen, because I do need to start my timer. As soon as that half cap happens, you'll see the guys go into the middle. So let's get across to the live screen actually, so we're not playing around with that stuff. There it is. It is now equal capped. I don't think they'll go at 1900 or 1900, but we'll have my finger on the timer ready. They don't go there because it's just too rushed. They'll make a deliberate right. It's both capped. We're both good. Okay, teams. We are going at this time. The same way I ran the Fire Team Invitational when we did the trigger starts and stuff like that. But that was a 6v6 tournament. So you got right down in amongst the weeds there with the cameras, and the players were as nervous as shit while they were playing. I want to run another one of those this year, but I need a lot of the other comps to settle down and finish off so that it's sort of like a little filler comp rather than anything else. So those things are still in the cards for this year. I'll try and get that one in my Gauntlet games off the ground this year. We've got some comps. There's comps all over the place. It's great fun. I've talked about them in other streams. I won't talk about them now because I'm about to talk about the second match of the 18 finals. There you can see Mugshot has actually said it's starting at 1:18. So in 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, we will be kicking off for the second match in the Minors final. And Chimera already won up. So this is all about OPBHB needing to win this one. There it is, folks. We're away and they're running and away and racing, and out the outside goes Heavenly and Hull is moving up the outside. I'm not a horse race caster, let me tell you. But I am excited about this one. Here we go. We are watching big spawn wave from the OPBHB. So two squads coming up the center there, and up the top there is just the one squad, and both teams are doing that, of course. We know what that looked like at the start. Big machine gun stuff coming in. Oh, I've just overdone that. Mantiquill is actually shooting down the road and just stopping any sort of road push. Okay, yeah, I don't see any problem with that. It's got to be about 300 or 400 meters. But it stops. Well, Hidden's actually setting up looking for him, I think. Who's got the advantage here? I think OPBHB are just slightly ahead in numbers moving. And they are capping the point here. Chimera just have to try and get their bodies up into that circle area and contest this. OPBHB have got numbers up. Another machine gun's up. Big rocket in there from Mr. Cheese. He hasn't picked up anybody, but he let him know that he's there. Don Vice picked up by Sidefire. I think that came in up there from Lupus and Co. Big rocket again. Another kill. That's a kill as well. So that's two. One of the Chimera guys just went down as well. Hull is setting up on this bottom flank. Burgundy's down there as well. Chimera getting the weight into the point, though. Chimera are getting the weight into the point. Let's get in and have a close look at this and what it actually feels like on the ground here. Shit going everywhere. That's a big kill there from Chimera. Pell's trying to cover off to that right flank. He's right up against it. He's taking a grenade. He's sort of throwing grenades forward. There's assault class. Dyslexic's managed to move on the outside of the building. Joe there. Look at Spherical around the back there watching. What is it? He's not seen him. Spherical not even looking. He's going to get shot in the back. Oh, terrible play from Spherical. He was one of their top players last round. He didn't even look around. Like 50 ninjas has just been shot. Kingsy there has survived the first push. Joe and Pell are having a bit of a standoff. Jaeger and Dyslexic. Let's see who wins that one. Big rocket pass there from Mr. Cheese. Joe's now looking for the Rocketeer. Dyslexic's flanking Joe. Jaeger's been picked up. Pell there, what's right? Pell's trying to pick up Dyslexic. He's spraying and playing. He's managed to pick him up. Kingsy got him, but he got shot in return for it. Oh, wow. What a first play yet again. That's what we want. Here's Butterdog trying to trade. Jinx is moving around the outside. Look at that. OPBHB have learnt this lesson, and they're flanking out on that left flank, their left flank, our right flank as we look at it. Chimera just got the weights in at the moment. Joe and Pell still having a trade-off, a standoff there. Pell's shooting over the top at other people. Joe can't see him. Knight has moved up on the outside. Who have we got from Chimera? Hidden in shadows, hidden in a trench this time. So he's looking out that way, trying to defend that. Cheese picked off nicely. Oh, trades both ways there. Joe finally wins the overall battle here, and he's the last man standing in the point. Burgundy pushing on the OPBHB, on the Chimera spawn point here, which is right up in that trench. These guys need to make sure that was defended, and they have done so, but Heavenly's got to watch out there on the flank, and she's just bandaging there. Knight's coming up on that right side, and a problem there, but Chimera yet again, this time a little bit differently, are taking the initiative here. Will they cap it out straight up? Look at that defense out on that left flank. They're just cutting the OPBHB team to pieces on that flank. Points contested, folks. It is going back to OPBHB now because they have got that cap weight coming in from the south. A few Chimera players died. Big rocket there from Cheese. He got shot for his troubles. What did he pick up out of that? Probably nothing. The OP's just around the corner. They're in a fairly safe spot. So nice work there. Chimera working that flank they used before to actually come in onto this point. They're actually now defending that flank with 3 or 4 people and making sure the OPBHB guys cannot do that. And they're right up in the point here. It's trade each way, but Chimera are going to cap this with cap weight. There will be a spawn wave here on the bottom left corner as we watch OPBHB coming in. It's going to be probably too late. Oh, it's right on. It's right on. So it's contested. One more person from either team. That's the Chimera guy walking in right now. And they will know there's another OPBHB got it. It's come down to a second and it's turning back the other way. The next kill is going to do it. That's it. The OPBHB guys lost one. It's trade. It's blinking. Can Chimera put the cap weight in? They've got another couple of bodies coming into the back there. No. OPBHB with the numbers. No. Chimera with the numbers. Somebody cap something. Oh, wow. This is tight. OPBHB are just getting the numbers up just at the right time, but then they lost another 2 and it'll go back the other way. And it takes just a certain amount of time for that to actually turn over. I think this time. Here we go. Is it? Has anybody got it? I don't even know. Yes, it is. It's Chimera. Did they get their OP up? Yes, they were playing that smart. OPBHB managed to play smart there, and that's the difference, folks. They've still got momentum on the point, and you can see it's already contested because of that immediate spawn wave that's come in. Those rockets from Cheese, they're coming in, and they're just annoying enough. Smokesy there, whoa, great kill from someone way out there. They saw his rocket, and they shot him for his trouble as well. So Chimera, now just starting that forward momentum. Let's watch this flank here. Butterdog right out onto the edge of the map. He's just fringing it now. Look at that. Right on the line. Nothing wrong with that, folks. He is in a very, very clever spot there. And I don't see enough of that in the 18s. So people say, oh, yeah, you don't want to flank. You can't in 18s. Yeah, you can. And the teams that are doing it are the ones that are winning this stuff a lot of the time because they just get the angles. See, Butterdog's going to be able to run over to this bush now, probably go up there with Heavenly, and they'll be able to shoot to the right and straight ahead of us, meaning that anyone from OPBHB, look, I mean, you can see their fucking OP from over here. You can see where they're spawning in from out at this wheat field area. So you could just probably, not that one, I'd probably camp out this side and just pick them up. You see, Triple J plus one, is now trying to actually cover this side because Chimera are flanking OPBHB. And that's what you want to do. That's smart play. You've got time on the clock. 23 minutes to go. So 7 minutes of sweaty battle here, and it's gone Chimera's way so far. And that's another big kill. Oh, folks, this is problematic for OPBHB. They've got one left on their OP here. He's got to defend this. There's the spawn wave. Kingsey now. See if he can MVP it with a single shot. No, that's pretty tough. He got one, and he got capped for his problem, for his trouble, rather. OPBHB now, oh, they've scattered, aren't they? They're just very, very stressed right now, OPBHB. Here comes Cheese now, trying to run in. Now, he hasn't picked up his man. He's run too far forward. There's too many people there to run forward solo like that. Pell now will just do the little camp action around the corner here and just pick up anybody from OP that comes around. Oh, he now knows there's someone behind him. I think he's going to get picked off. He's got cover fire from Lorvain, though. There you go. So if they're communicating about that, Pell does not need to look to his right. but he's actually looking the wrong way. Oh, Pels just lost that. Spherical and Bubbles, though, pushing up in the center of the OPBHB lines. I'm just going to get rid of that timer thing. Heavenly has gone up where... Was it Bubbles? Someone, I don't know. No, it wasn't Bubbles. Someone else. Maybe it was Bubbles. All right, so Heavenly's up here now, just doing a gentle push. This is Tarkov play right here, just gently working away down here and checking out what's going on. What's up? What's up, Germans? That's what she's asking. And just trying to get a bit of intel about what they're doing and where they're going. And of course, you know, doing a bit of Overwatch here as well. So you'll see Heavenly will sometimes shoot and sometimes she'll wait for support. Some of the smart players do that sort of stuff. They'll not necessarily go for the kill straight off. Like she's just taking a bit of a peek here because if she shoots once, she might get shot by 2 or 3 other people. So she's got to gather that information. And she doesn't need to defend well here there. She's picked up one nicely and now she'll wait to see if anyone else turns up. Oh, yep. And she did get a shot at Infidel, but he was up to the task and managed to pick her off. But that was a clever play there. That was really good. I like that sort of stuff. It teaches us numpties how to actually play a bit smarter, honestly. So if anyone falls into the category that I do, which is rushing numpty, not Russian, but rushing, then yeah, there you go. We're just getting a school in that right now. Here's Huller now working up onto that ridgeline thing, and he's just taking a look-see over. He's picking up Dyslexic there. Joe's up to the task off to the side, but he's been picked up well. Look, bullets coming from everywhere. So there's plenty of Overwatchers out the back there. And, I mean, this is where your eyesight is also critical. That you're watching for movement and you're watching for angles. Jaeger in position nicely, just doing the defense. Here's a play from OPBHB. It's right on that edge of map. This is good. But I think Chimera are onto it. Chimera have worked out that this is a really good attack line out here. And so they've got enough defense. There's always been at least 3 people out this side from Chimera. Someone just respawned, I think that was. So Butterdog, that was who it was before. Butterdog now doing his little push-up out here. He's just starting to pick someone up. He's just got to be cautious what he's doing there. As I'm just watching something, he should not be up on that ridgeline, so we'll just see what happens there. The refs will pick up that stuff and they'll actually warn him and kick him. Yeah, he probably paused a little bit too long on that wall just then. So just interested in little things like that. I mean, I saw it, I call it out. I'm not going to ignore it or hide it. People have got to watch that stuff. I don't quite know how the rule actually works. There was a lot of talk in the last week about it and how it's changed and stuff like that. So we'll just kind of see, you know, the refs will adjudicate as they need to. They'll be watching this map edge pretty tightly because everyone's working out this way now. Knight's right on the edge of it here and he's doing some good kills here. So this is good play from him. So, you know, our job as commentator is actually just to give you what's on the field in front of us. And this is a great little play hit from OPBHB. I mean, they're getting picked off a little bit, but Knight managed to make his way up there. Oh, big kills there from Jinx, picking off a couple. Butter and Jaeger and everybody out here are sort of working the edge of map, trying to defend against this, as we talked about before. It must be hard, actually, just thinking about it. The way some of these comps work and some of the rules they have, they take away from some of our play style. You know, I know a lot of the Friday Night Fight guys that I watch, they love getting up into towers and into grain silos and stuff like that, and they use the terrain to their advantage for that sort of stuff, particularly against wheat fields, and that becomes just like rote learnt for them. It becomes a normal thing to do, is to climb up a tower. So I reckon there'd be a few people in this comp that would have been caught out by their own team saying, "Hey, no, don't climb up there, you're not allowed to." Oh, fuck yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Because it's just easy. It's kind of just natural play style. That's the play style of a lot of folks. So that can be challenging, I guess. Heavenly now kind of doing her thing again here, where the OPBHB guys are pushing nicely and they are actually getting momentum out on this right flank. But look what's happened over here. I did actually not miss this. I just sort of haven't been focused on it because that other flank is the one that's doing all the good work from OPBHB, because we do want to see him get up and see if we can go to a third match. But Chimera, again, just this little squad here, under the command of Lupus, I think still, are just doing such good work out here on the flanks and just cleaning out the defensive lines of OPBHB and just shutting down an entire sector for Chimera to worry about. And then they get flank fire in. But this one here, this is the one I want to keep an eye on. We'll just watch that over the back there with Kingsy, Mister and Vapor. I don't want to miss out on that action. But this point here is the one that's going to change the tide of battle for OPBHB. If they can come in here and they can actually push enough numbers into the point, then they can start the cap and they can put the pressure on Chimera, which will draw their players back from that far flank. You know, everything else that happens anywhere else is not going to matter. 17 minutes to go. Chimera just have to hold this point. OPBHB need to cap it. And good plays here, good plays. Let's get down to road level a bit and have a look. Oh, big rockets coming in. Chimera have worked out there's a problem out here, and they're throwing definite numbers at it. There's more players out here from Chimera now. But the OPBHB guys seem to be up to the task. Not that dead one. We'll just ignore that. We'll Photoshop that out later. But Knight and Burgundy doing good work here. Heavenly trying to defend against this. I'm going to take a little drink as we watch this little play. So we saw a really effective play there. Heavenly tried to move across with support fire. She got picked off for a trouble by a great shot. Jinx managed to counter shot the person that was there. And there, big kill from Jinx. He's flanked around the back of him and he shot both of them. Great work, great work. And this is why Chimera's winning today, folks, is folks like that are just on their A game, playing their best in this comp today. It's not that OPBHB are bad. It's just Chimera are really, really bringing their A game to the table. And it's play like that, flanking, combined squad tactics type stuff. I don't know what their comms are like, but it seems to be working for them. And it is looking pretty damn good. Jinx there holding position. Heavenly's just getting caught out a bit here by good defensive play by OPBHB. And this is something we talked about last week's streams, actually, is folks taking a position, a fire position, while the rest of their mates move up. We're seeing Chimera do that very effectively here. When they're not doing that, they're actually dying a lot. And we got some movement here over here, this area now. Chimera are actually pushing down into this spot. Don Vice smokes. They're not bad players. But look at this. Pell just stripping them. Strike out there, running up, trying to do something. Trying to affect something on the battlefield here, Strikeout. He's made his way all the way up to where that machine gunner is. He's made his way all the way up there, and he's actually uncontested at the moment. So he'll pop his head around the corner, around the back possibly. Oh, look at that. Chimera just know, don't they? Yeah, someone was over in the field. Okay, watch the flank. He'd probably pop around there. Yep, he did, and he got shot for it. Here's this other flank again. OPBHB trying to push up. Hell, right in amongst it. Well, watch that for a second. No, he's out. We called him out. He died. Bubbles on the edge of the map with the OPBHB guys on the edge of the map. They're just all, look, they're all just here, just inside the boundary. They're doing this pretty well, actually. Both teams, good situation awareness. Oh, Bubbles right on top of him. Remember what that looks like on the ground level. We can see his icon. Let's have a look at poor old Knight. Knight has no fucking idea where he is. He's going to throw a grenade in there at the body, see what happens. Bubbles going to wear that. Oh, might have hit him. He's looking. He'll see him through that little gap. Look at this stuff. Here it goes. Here we go. Didn't see him. Oh, he's missed him. He's missed him. Oh, nice shots. I think he got some support fire in. Infidel. I think Infidel picked him up. Knight was dead for all money there, and Bubbles has missed. Knight now moving back up to where he was 5 minutes ago. Chimera pushing out of the point. Strikeout still up there. He got up there again. He died before. Strikeout now going to pop around, pop the old machine gunner in the head. Thanks for coming. Rocket over the head for cinematic effect. Jaeger's down as well. Strikeout now. This is it. This is what OPBHB want to do. They've pushed well out there, but they've got all the numbers because, look, Chimera oblivious to the problem out here at the moment, it seems. They're starting to feed bodies back across, but those guys are pushed out. They're not doing anything over there now. It's all well and good holding that terrain, not if you've got people in your back lines at the cap point. So Chimera just need to quickly fix that. And Lupus, you can see him racing across now going, there's a bit of a problem. Good play, good defensive play from Pell and Mav. I mean, they're up to the task, aren't they? But a great little play there from the OPBHB guys. They know they can get into this point. That's key. And it's pushed Chimera back from their attacking play to a defensive play. We've now got an OP up there at the front from OPBHB. That's what they want. Oh, big grenade. Wow, that was a good grenade. Picked the man up around the back of the building. Might have been a rocket, actually. I don't know. But OPBHB are now aware of the fact they can get up into Chimera's lines, and they are doing that. We saw the blink of contesting happening at the moment there. They're getting numbers in. Chimera still playing out there in the flank when they shouldn't be. They should either draw back some of those guys or they should just give it up completely because they're now losing the cap. This is not what you want if you're the Chimera organizer right now. You would absolutely be screaming at you guys, get on the fucking defense. Absolutely. And here they come now. Here come the Chimera guys out on that flank, finally moving back in. OPBHB with a glimmer of hope here. 12 minutes to go. They've got a great flank here on this right-hand flank as we look at it. That's the one we talked about way before the match, that if they could get something out here, they might have a chance. And they are doing... Oh, big rocket from Mr. Cheese. Boom! And shuts down that attack. Just for the moment, though, because they've got their OPs up. You can see the OP markers going in from the squad leaders saying, hey, we've got a problem out here. They got OPs. So Chimera are now going to have to actually do a push flank thing here. I shouldn't be unfair here. That is important for Chimera to hold out there. They need to actually, like, the ground they've gained, they've got to hold there. But it's not as important as making sure they don't even remotely lose the cap point. All right? They've got to not have this start getting capped again, because a foot in the door is the start of a loss if you're not careful. And look at the numbers here from OPBHB. That's a spawn of 7 or 8. I mean, Chimera are outplaying them still, so that's what's helping them a little bit. That's a big rocket. may have exceeded artillery calculations there from Mister. But yeah, the fact that OPBHB were able to get a foot in the door just here should be cause for alarm for Chimera, that their defensive line wasn't up to task. I mean, it is in relation to, as soon as, look, I mean, this guy here, Keebs has come in by himself, and there were 5 Chimera players to shoot him. So I don't have any sympathy for that type of play. You can't move up as a solo against squads of this caliber. No way. Doesn't matter how good you are. You see odd moments. They're the VC winners when they do this random moment of glory where they kill like 5 or 6 or 7 people. But 99.9% of the time, the VC winners don't necessarily win the war for you. They just do a glory moment. All right. So, and all respect to them, of course, as a serving military member. But in this game, which is what this is, running solo is just going to get you killed. It's just going to get you killed. It's very rare you actually do anything. So the OPBHB guys have blown a chance right here with just some silly solo play, I think. Individuals running forward instead of working forward as a squad kind of stuff. So now they've lost their spawn points, and there's the last guy. 4Js is dead. So no VCs here for any of their players. They're out. Sorry, Victoria Cross is what I'm talking about there. It's the highest award that you can win in the British military and the Australian Defence Force and so on. And people that get VCs in the wars do things that the rest of us just go, how the fuck did you do that? Ran against 3 machine gun nests, grenaded all of them, took the bayonet to a further 2 machine gun nests, killed 27 people by yourself. I mean, that's the type of stuff that is the stuff of legend. But in Hell Let Loose, those types of solo efforts just get you shot. They really do. And we see it a little bit in the Chimera attack, actually, over here before we were talking about it, where they were sort of pressing forward a bit too far without thinking and stopping and sort of having a foot on the ground to defend. So Chimera have done what they needed to do here. They've shut down that attack really, really well. They've surged some bodies at it. They haven't lost that ground over that far side. And OPBHB, 9 minutes to go. They're not going to give up, but, well, look, folks, I can't put it any other way. I don't think they're going to crack this defense from Chimera. Chimera have just got the skills today. They have just got the skills. They are outplaying, outmaneuvering, outshooting the OPBHB guys, individuals at a time. So while they were just pausing on that, let's take a look at what that actually looks like here in the numbers kind of game. We're up into the 150s there, 140s, 170s. Spherical again showing how good he is as a combat effectiveness, and then the defensive stuff. If we think about this for a minute, Chimera have got nothing but defensive numbers, and OPBHB have had to go on the attack the whole time, and they haven't been able to crack it. And then you look at the defensive numbers from Chimera, 500s, everybody just about. They've just, big plays. If we look at the combat effectiveness of the OPBHB guys, not a lot of huge numbers here. They're just definitely getting outplayed. Of course, lies, damn lies, and statistics, folks. It's I don't understand fully how those calculations are actually made. So it may be you get more points if you're on defense. I don't know. Someone can answer that in chat if you like. But at the moment, it's the defense that's winning it. and Chimera are doing that, but they're also attacking at the same time. They're pushing forward. It'll only score as defense, but their guys are pushing forward in nice little clusters now. Cheese probably a little bit overexposed there. That was keen. Pell's thrown a bunch of grenades out. He'll be doing something like I like to do. Throw some grenades out and then flank around the sides. Well, while they're all watching the smoke, you pick off the other people. He's probably a little bit overextended here if he's not careful. Oh, he's got that bush. Got that bush. There you go. Look at that. Picks up one. Oh, and he's been picked up nicely by a counter shot. Mav and Diesel there. Yeah. Oh, OPBHB, I think this is their best flank for choice here. But look at the Chimera players up in their back line. Where are we? Let's have a look. Kingsley setting up with a machine gun here to cull the side there. Let's talk about these guys for a bit. They're right down there on the borderline in the what I'd say is the defensive zone of OPBHB, and now they're just going to start pressing their people out. And what they've also done here, Vapo and Vapo's the machine gunner. Vapo is going to find a spot probably here, I reckon, if he could. No, he can't. There's nothing there for him. Oh, he'd probably go down into this trench. Yeah, see that line of sight out there? Maybe a bit exposed there. Where would I put myself? Let me think. Where would I put this machine gun? Maybe on the side here. Lie down here. And just cover that gap. Right there, like that. Don't worry about anything on the left of the barrel here. That's cover for me. That means I can't get shot in that flank. And I've got mates out there anyway, but no one can shoot me from afar with those brilliant eagle eyes that everyone seems to have. Let's see what he did. He set up probably... Oh, there, yep, similar. Look at that. He's set up in the hole in the fence, but he's gone for the full panoramic view. Fair enough. That's what he's doing. But those are interesting things to learn about machine gunners, folks, is how we actually think about how to use the terrain to block line of sight for us so we don't get shot at by someone with a long range. This guy here, fascinatingly, is on the middle of the road. He's about to... yeah, just got flanked and shot. He's covered from the flank, so he's literally got a narrow field of vision he was trying to cover, and through that building as well. Not terrible, but he had no support on his right flank. Well, sorry, Freak Fight's there, but didn't manage to kill Diesel on the way down, so Diesel's playing very, very well here. And yeah, OPBHB, 5 minutes to go. I'm going to say GG's. I'm going to call it, folks. It is Chimera's this, and they are going to win the finals with comprehensive, top shelf play on the day that just outplayed a pretty good team. OPBHB, pretty good team. Chimera have outplayed them and outmatched them pound for pound today. So we'll watch this play out for the last 5 minutes, just under 5 now. I mean, a miracle could happen here. OPBHB have got to pluck it out of the hat somehow, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And we're going to have Chimera win this 2-0. Two very, very good matches, but 2-0. So, you know, well done to them. We won't even go into the third. I don't think they'd play it just for shits and giggles. Well, I mean, and, you know, an opportunity now in a few minutes' time, you can, I'll read it in chat, but let's talk about the match, folks. What do you think Chimera did really, really well? Let me know, chat. We always love to hear that stuff. What do you think Chimera didn't do as well as they should have? Do you agree with some of the things I've said about some of that play? Same as OPBHB. You know, what did they do well today? I think they did some things well, but I'm going to leave it to chat to talk about that. What didn't they do well? Well, clearly a number of things, but I'm interested to hear that. Well, we all learn from this, even just in pub play. It just teaches us how to grow as players in this very complex, challenging and stressful game sometimes. Here's a little bit of a play in the middle here, though. 3 minutes 45 to go. I'm not writing him off, but I'm saying Chimera may be overextending again. They want to take it all the way here. Is Jinx up to it? No. Strikeout's made his way. Same path every single time. Strikeout will get him around the corner. Butterdog's on it. Yes, Butterdog saves the play there. OPBHB with a late notice fuck you commentator. I'm going to try and cap this again. And Chimera, you see all these guys going, oh, fuck, and running back now. There's a little bit of cockiness there because they were pretty much they are in the box seat and they just overextended there. And so someone's turned around and said, oi, fall back. Don't give it. Why is, with 3 minutes to go for us to win the finals, why are we suddenly having the point being lost? So, yeah, a little little pucker moment there, I reckon, for somebody. Yeah, a little pucker moment for somebody on the Chimera team saying, hey, we're fucking losing the point, you clowns. And so the guys have just pulled back here. Strikeout. How is he? Oh, now he's been seen. Pell's got he has made his way across the field. Oh, body parts. He's made his way across the field a couple of times there, uncontested. I don't understand how that... Well, you know what? Chimera did it in the first match on that other field, so maybe I'm now starting to understand it. No one's looking. No one was looking. All right. 2 minutes to go, folks. It's still on the table here for OPBHB to try and claw back. If the point is being contested at full time, then we are in overtime by default. So it's if it's completely in Chimera's favour, then it's GG's. 2 minutes to go. If it's being contested, even if it's a sliver of contest that's happening, it is overtime, and it will go overtime until someone holds it outright. I just don't see it happening, of course. But having said that, Chimera just learned the lesson of not overextending in the last couple of minutes of gameplay. So I don't think they're going to have that problem again. So, but still, if I was the person coordinating the three squads of Chimera, I would have been raging just then. What the fuck are you doing? Why are we losing the point? All right. Giggles. Okay. We are 1 minute to go, folks. And this has been just such a great competition to watch some of these matches that we see. There's others this weekend I know of a lot across the finals to see who wins overall as well in the big finals. But and someone could maybe mention that in chat about what's coming up and you know, some of the streamers to actually look for. That'd be great because I do all my own admin and everything like that, so I can't look that stuff up on the side. But yeah, a comprehensive victory here from Chimera, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just pop up to the last screen side of things and have a look at some of those numbers and some of those players again. Look, well done to them for a victory against a pretty good team from OPBHB. Definitely can say that OPBHB were good on the day, but Chimera were definitely better. And they brought their top shelf game that OPBHB just couldn't match today. They just couldn't match the gameplay. The individual skills were almost on par, but it was just always in Chimera's favour. And part of that, of course, is because of good tactics and squad gameplay and stuff like that. Watching the time getting called here in a second. That should be time right now. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is game. Congratulations to Chimera. We'll get across to that main screen now. We'll turn off the headphone side of things. Get our little background music on here. We'll get rid of the monitor in the back there. What a match. What an absolute pisser of a match from Chimera. Commiserations to OPBHB. I always do that, don't I? I put this bloody great bright screen shit on in front of me. So what that means now, we'll get that bracket up, have a look, find that, and I'll fix this screen up while you're actually looking at that. Ooh, where is it? There it is, the 18v18 table. So that means that Chimera have won the North American Losers Final, and that's that. So well done to them. And the end of the journey for both teams. We still have other matches going on. As I said, it'd be lovely if someone in chat could actually mention that to me as to which, you know, if there's anything else, what matches, who they're getting played on and stuff like that, that'd be great. If I find someone to raid, yeah, we might have a raid here. I think we'll probably go and surprise somebody. So we'll do a raid now, and I'm going to sign off here. I invite you tomorrow night around 20:30 to 2100 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I will be casting the match for, or maybe a little bit earlier, for the HCA of Chimera versus IR. It is going to be a pre-recorded match, so I'll be recording it and then immediately plugging it into OBS and streaming it from there, and I'll be able to interact with chat a little bit better, and we'll just see how I go. Because I don't generally do that too much. It's not a problem. It's not something I'm worried about. It's just not something I normally do. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to ask me questions directly if you need to, or talk to me about whatever you want to talk about. So, folks, that was it. Thank you very much. I will do a raid in 5 minutes' time. You'll be getting that raid. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.